Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Punk Rock Review, home of a bunch of opinionated crap you don't care about, also the home of the feedback you provide that we don't care about, keeps us on an even playing field, and we like that. Real quick shout out to our sponsor. Alright, moving straight into it today. Today we're going to be talking about a game that's been out for, we have absolutely no idea how long. This one was available on Game Pass. It's probably no longer, and or it's on its way out. Who cares? We, of course, are talking about the one and only Jump Force. So, Jump Force, what can be said about this one? We, of course, tried it out on the little Xbox One there, and man, so much great potential, is kind of genuinely masked in chaos and confusion, especially in, like, your, kind of early starting up and playing of it and whatnot. Like, not a lot of stuff's explained all too well, but, you need to kind of genuinely be a fan of anime and the characters that are in the game to kind of get your full enjoyment out of this one. In our opinion, kind of the hub is far too big and unnecessary, kind of as the, at least on Xbox One. The pop-in and loading screens or whatever are just massive and, all throughout, especially the loading screens, man. At times it's like we felt we were playing a game called Loading Screen where you just sit there and watch the loading screen and don't actually play anything. But the hub, man, where you kind of base everything out of or whatever, in our opinions, just unnecessary. As far as that goes. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, for real, this game though does have huge potential, and surely if a part 2 ever drops, and they make a couple tweaks and modifications and changes to it, then it'll definitely be, kind of great. Now, as far as the actual kind of combat and fighting or whatever, the graphics and such during the actual fighting, are really great to look at and stuff, and a lot of love went into it and everything. And when the combat is figured out, it genuinely is a fun and well-crafted game, but man, to kind of get to that point where you first start kind of understanding and whatnot, how everything works in the game and things of that nature, man, you gotta kind of put up with a little bit and such, and especially for folks that aren't huge anime fans such as ourselves, this one's a little harder to dive into, man, versus just wanting to jump into a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or Marvel Capcom, whatever, any of the fighting games, it's that are straightforward for the most part. Those are a little harder to kind of, equate to Jump Force. Now, like we said, the more you play it and the more you unlock it and the more you understand it, the better this one gets, but it's definitely going to be for the hardcore anime fans and the hardcore fans of the characters within this game. And I'll tell you this, if you are in that boat, you're really going to enjoy this one because it's going to touch that universe, bring them all together. There's a lot of, I guess, universes that kind of mix that aren't usually, that way or anything. But the game has a lot of, neatness and greatness to it, but there are some drawbacks to it and such, like we kind of aforementioned and whatnot, mainly pertaining to the hub and how it's structured as far as getting into the actual games and gameplay and whatnot. But yeah, once you master the combat, potentially, you can have a lot of fun with this one, but just be cautious if you're going to drop some loot on it and whatnot as far as what kind of game you're looking for and everything. But, it has a lot of good, it has a little bad. It's made for the fans, man, and if you're a fan, then, you'll dig it and enjoy it. So, Jump Force, what can be said about this one? Well, you get a, in our books, you get a good old-fashioned okay, because it's okay, man. We definitely didn't pick it up at release. We're not going to pick it up post-release, but we are glad that we got to play it, because the good stuff that is offered is worth seeing and experiencing once or twice, and, hell, it might hook you and get you really into it. You might want to just keep diving into it and, kind of get a full enjoyment out of the game. But that's all personal choice and preference. Who gives a shit? Anyhow, have a good one, you probably didn't. We'll catch you next time. Probably won't.